Hey everybody, come on in. Welcome back to another AutoCrit Pep Talk. My name is Catherine. I'm a member of the AutoCrit editing team and coach of Team Pantser and USA Today bestselling author, and we have been going through a 3-month long free writing challenge at AutoCrit. And at this point, now that we are in the editing month, we've made it through the planning month, we've made it through the writing month, we're starting to get tired. And when we start to get tired, we naturally go to friends, family, peers in the community, or bottle it up inside and just try to give ourselves the advice we need to push through, the motivation we need to push through. We start to flounder, we start to run down, we start asking for help. And what this means is people start giving us advice. And sometimes the people closest to us give us tough love. Your coaches here at AutoCrit have your back. We are here to help every step of the way, but we want to give you some tough love today. Tough love you need to hear. And don't worry, this is not the kind of tough love that you're probably thinking and may have heard in the past from peers and friends and family members. So let's open with that. What is some tough love that you have received as a writer from friends, from family, from community? I'll give you a minute. Think about it. Drop it in the chat for me. Never give up. Write every day. Maybe you need to write something else. So many things we hear that's tough love. I've got some examples of one I have heard. Tough love that isn't really love comes from a space of positive intentions, even if it hurts to hear it. The people giving it are usually regurgitating what they have heard elsewhere or something they're trying to internalize themselves. We might have even been guilty of giving this kind of feedback to others because it's what we believe you have to do to push through. It is not usually out of a place of malicious intent, but the message strikes different. How do you feel when you read phrases like these? You need to get out of your own way and just keep writing, even if you're tired or not feeling it. That is all encompassing of every iteration. Well, just push through, just write. I don't understand what's so hard. Keep going, right? All of those messages sum up into this sentence. Real writers write. They don't have a choice. This puts shame on us. Well, we must not be a real writer then, because I'm really struggling. I've hit this wall. I'm burning out. I'm exhausted. And you're basically telling me that I'm not a real writer. Maybe what they intend to say is you will end up writing eventually, right? That as you're a writer, it's going to come out. It's going to come back. You need to just wait it out. But how it feels hearing this is you're not a real writer. It's all in your head. This never works out well in any situation. It's all in your head. You're making this up. You're not really tired. You're not really burned out. You don't really have a wall. You're just not trying hard enough. You're making things up for attention or drama. Again, shame, guilt, trying to force somebody back into something with destructive undertones. Everybody gets tired sometimes. Tough it up, buttercup. You know, this isn't going to be helpful. This doesn't help them get out of being tired or encourage them or make them feel seen. This just says, oh, well, you're like everybody else. Congratulations. Now move on with your life. None of these messages actually have love that come through to the person that's receiving them. In truth, tough love isn't love if the only point tears someone down. Maybe you didn't intend for that to be the only point, but if your tough love has nothing actionable to give, and maybe this is something to yourself, you're trying to show yourself tough love. If you're trying to show yourself tough love, if there's nothing positive, uplifting, actionable about what you're telling yourself, you are not giving yourself tough love. You're tearing yourself down. Tough love rips off band-aids that have been left in place too long. There is a true issue that you have not been wanting to address, and because you haven't addressed it, your productivity is suffering, your self-care is suffering. Tough love rips off that band-aid so you can heal. It does say something that hurts, but the truth underneath it will help you grow and heal instead of tear you down. Tough love stirs stagnant creative pools. Instead of just saying writers just write, it gives you active information to take and go away with. And guess what? The stagnant creative pools might have felt better because you can breathe. You're at peace. There's no ripples, there's no waves. And someone takes a stick and jabs it in there and starts stirring it around. Your creativity starts coming back, but it hurts like heck. And none of us like that. It brings the need for positive action to the fore of your mind. Tough love isn't something that just is a passive thing. Writing just happens regardless. It brings the need for you to be positive with your goals and make adjustments important. So, as author coaches here at AutoCrit, we want you to succeed. That is the whole reason we do these free challenges and we do these text messages with you guys and we send you emails and we have the forums in Basecamp. We want you to succeed. We want to help you see areas of opportunity in your author journey as part of our role as your coach. But we try to give feedback that is meaningful and helps you pave a clear path for yourself on where you're going to go, not just give you tough love that's belittling and non-helpful, right? True tough love, regardless of who it comes from, is love that becomes internalized. This becomes your brain's internal questions about what you're doing and why, guides for how you're doing it, and cheerleaders when you're doubting yourself. Sometimes we need somebody else's voice to remind our inner voice that it needs to speak up, needs to be louder. We need to be heard. Or we need somebody else's voice to guide our inner voice back onto the right path. You guys know I have an imposter syndrome demon on my shoulder. I've shared this very openly many times. And yet the community goes, nope, that's your imposter syndrome speaking, Catherine. That's tough love. Do I like being told you're just speaking out of your imposter syndrome? No. Do I need to be told so that I can guide it back into the box where it belongs? Yes. So that is the point of having outside tough love coming into play. Things that remind us that struggles are not failures. Adjusting goals is not failures. We are not failures. And reframes what we're going through into realistic, actionable steps. So today I have 10 pieces of tough love that your AutoCrit coaches want you to know. First, we want you to want your finished novel, your project, as much as we want it for you. At the end of the day, you are the one who holds all the power. Kat and Becca and I can want you to get this book done because we're excited to read it selfishly, because we're excited for you to finally cross that finish line. And it doesn't matter how much we want it, how much we guide you, how much we try to push you. At the end of the day, you are the one holding the key to whether that door ever gets unlocked, whether you cross through the finish line. No matter how good we think your project is, until you choose to gift that project value, you are going to keep struggling to prioritize it. And failed priorities is why you fail to get it finished. When this is not an essential priority for you, you have not gifted it essential priority status, it's an afterthought, you will treat it like an afterthought. You will prioritize it like an afterthought, and it will take a lot longer to get finished. We could think your project is fantastic, but you have to first assign it a value and gift it to that book. You are my muse, and I am gifting you my time, effort, and energy to get you done. Number 3, looking too far into the future may be sabotaging you right now. Stay in your lane. Stay on task. We love hearing you talk about who you want to query, how you want to publish, what you want to do on book tours, the kind of book covers you want. It's exciting. But we can't help but wonder, are you rabbit trailing? Are you letting the squirrels of production and publication sabotage you today when you're struggling to get across the finish line? Stay in your lane. Stay right here. Let's get to the end. 4, your goals only become failures if you refuse to make them flexible. I'm going to say that again. Your goals only become failures if you refuse to adapt and adjust them throughout your journey. You have to allow your goals to be flexible. Do not make rigid goals that you cannot adjust and learn from. 5, the value of your project isn't determined by other people's perception, and I'm sorry, I say I've got a typo in there, or reception of it. You are assigning the value of your work with your mindset. The gift of value that you give it is in your hands and your hands only. If your mindset is this is a hobby piece, if I have time in life, then I'll get it done, then guess what? You're going to devote that much time to it. If this is something you're gifting higher value, regardless of other people's thoughts, you are going to have a much higher chance of getting it done. Number 6, trust your own words. We're a community of positive, encouraging people who don't expect perfection, just progress. You can finish things out and polish them up in editing. There's nothing wrong with brainstorming tools at all. But when you let a machine do the actual writing, the execution, instead of you, and you're the one giving the machine ideas, you have become the brainstorming tool instead of the writer. Learn to trust your words. Now, we welcome people in this community who do utilize generative AI to help them write their books just as much as the people who write every single word themselves. AutoCrit doesn't have any generative tools, but we welcome writers. We just want you to know that we, back here in your court, want you to learn, find, refine, and pour out on the page your words in all their chaotic, messy glory. And we want to watch you grow into better writers over the years. So stand up, take back the reins, become the writer instead of the brainstorming tool. 7, comparison and modeling are not the same thing. You need to model to help you learn about your audience. You don't need to compare. It's the thief of progress. Modeling is where you look at what somebody else is doing, the type of hooks they have, the type of book covers they do, and take notes so that you can apply what readers like. Comparison is where you go, my rough draft is nothing like so-and-so's 13th draft that was published and edited. It is going to steal your progress and fuel your imposter syndrome if that's something you struggle with. 8, self-care isn't a new age feel-goodery. Our bodies and minds are the literal engines driving your production. 9, there is not a single right way to write, edit, etc. Quit trying to shove yourself into someone else's cookie cutter or you will get hurt. You need to stop trying to fit everybody else's program or mold and embrace that there are pieces from other programs that all come together to make a style that's uniquely yours. And 10, at the end of the day, who cares if the world doesn't need your novel? You need your novel. It's stuck in your head. It needs to come out. And that's enough. That's all you need. There was a big campaign back when NaNoWriMo was around. The world needs your novel. And I internalized that and I loved it. And it fueled many books for me. And then people started getting snippy about it. The world doesn't need your novel. We have tons of insert genre novels. Who cares if it does or doesn't? You need this. Do something for yourself and don't feel guilty. So as a friendly reminder, challenges like Novel 90 can give you community if you don't have it, and coaches that are going to commiserate with you and encourage you and hold you accountable and not lie to you. If you send a text or an email and you ask us for advice, we're going to be honest with you. But we are also in your court. We want you to succeed. So take some time. Think through some tough love that you need to show yourself and make sure that it's positive and is going to bring you up, that it has a purpose and is not just there to guilt you into action. All right, everyone. Take care. Have a lovely rest of your day. Bye, y'all.